Welcome to the divine platform. Welcome to the children of God, the enduring saints, the intercessors, the remnants, the vanguards, the chosen ones, the architects of the universe, the intelligentsia, and of course everyone else. This is yours truly, the literati, and all I do here, all, is for the edification of the Most High and for the restoration of His kingdom. And yes, I can do all these things through Christ, which strengthens me, like it says in Philippians 4:13. And it is my prayer that the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart is acceptable to you, God, my strength and redeemer, like it says in Psalm 19:14. Okay, if you have not subscribed yet, please kindly do so. And thank you so much to my subscribers, and especially to those who comment or reach out via email with absolutely mind-blowing information. Thank you. So this video is kind of rushed as I am planning and trying to do something every week on top of my regular schedule, which is hectic. So my apologies. But I hope, nevertheless, I hope you still find it edifying and resourceful and informative. Please get a pen and paper as usual. It's always nuanced. There's just too much information to present, and trying to get it into a coherent flow is what consumes the time for me, because I need to present it in such a way that it makes sense to people. Otherwise, I'm wasting my time, okay? I am tasked by God to do this, and I have to do it to the best of my ability. I have to make sure that the message is getting across. So get a pen and paper or watch it over and over again. But that getting it all together is what takes so much time. I will try to present it in one part, but I might have to break it up in two parts. And also let me know if you're okay with the long videos or if you prefer them to be shorter, okay? So this is the ritual I'll be talking about today. Remember when I did one of the most recent videos about rituals and witchcraft, there was a cat that I didn't understand why the cat theme was being played so much. So God revealed this information that I'm about to present to you. It's a code, it's a cat ritual, and it involves these two entities you see on the screen here, okay? So let us remember that these entities, Satan and his minions, are engaged in rituals 24/7, all the time. Whenever these people are in the news, the media is their empire. So whenever they are in the news, the media, they're purveying rituals on the masses. The media is a tool for purveying rituals on the masses. Mainstream media and social media, but especially mainstream media, because it's easier to control. They are committed to make sure that Jesus and his kingdom does not reinstate, okay? But this will never happen. Jesus is coming back to reign forever and ever, but they don't know that, or at least they choose not to acknowledge that. The kingdom of God is at hand, but this Satan is so diabolical, and his minions actually believe that they're powerful enough to forestall his return, to forestall the return of Jesus. What is crazy to me is that some children of God actually believe this to be possible, and they engage and contribute to Satan's nefarious and futile efforts. They are under a strong delusion, and these kind of videos and many others are here to bring the children of God out of that delusion and deception and back to God. It's God's intention to save all his children by using people like us. and many other ways he's doing that. So it is our responsibility. We are tasked with finding out what ritual it is that they're purveying. And once we find out what it is, we need to condemn it in the strongest possible terms. We must reject, rebuke, refuse, denounce, condemn it. Any action or activity that does not edify God is of the devil. End of story. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. So what I'm doing here is showing you how this major ritual is unfolding. And in so doing, I hope and urge you not to participate in this ritual. But if you must, watch it, like it's a human nature. But also they program this in everything, so you almost cannot unsee it. That is why social media is so dangerous. You're watching a Christian video and pops up something absolutely demonic. So you cannot unsee that. So what do? You pray, you rebuke, you reject. Okay? You cancel it out. See, our unqualified attention to these rituals is our tacit endorsement, and therefore we are liable for the outcome. We create the outcome. Unqualified attention means that you watch or hear something evil, wrong, and you do not do anything about it, like rejecting, rebuking, refusing, renouncing. Okay? But most importantly, we also must pray and intercede for our children and other children of God, adults who are lost. So please don't view this presentation as an indulgence. Okay? We must remember that everything matters. And also, I will need for you to pay attention to the following statements very carefully. And you may actually stop watching the video after this statement if you wish. Okay? These people are of their father, the devil, and they do exactly as their father would have them do, or as he commands them to do. They are murderers. They will murder you. They plot and scheme on how to kill so that they can steal your star and power and use it to ascend to these positions of power. They are deceptive. They deceive children of God out of their inheritance and use it for their evil plans and schemes. Their scheme is to build Satan's kingdom on earth. This will never happen. I have declared, I have decreed, but God has told us it will never happen. Okay? They will lie to you to get your inheritance. Listen, the power they harness to perform these rituals and to ultimately ascend into these positions of authority is from us, we, the children of God. We must not give them that power. Okay? Our unqualified attention is participation and endorsement of what they're doing. We must condemn it. Okay. So generally they're roaming around looking for a vulnerable child of God to steal their star. Okay? So for instance, there's a child who is supposed to be a doctor. Let me use that example. But they're not. But there's somebody else who is not supposed to be a doctor, but the only way they are in that position is because they stole that child's star. We have family members. We ourselves know what we're supposed to be doing, but we are not doing it. Why? Because somebody is riding on our star and using it to benefit themselves. Okay? John 10:10 says, "The thief, which is them, cometh not but for to steal and to kill and to destroy. I, Jesus, I am come that we may have life and that we may have it more abundantly." We need to turn to God, our God. So we, the chosen ones, are waking up to our actual roles in society as ordained by God. So now the question is, how do you reclaim your power back? How do you stop them from bleeding you continuously? Because they have to continuously keep on robbing you of your power. They have to keep you compromised to maintain their positions. We should all pray for the restoration of the kingdom of God. But even though we all do so, the most critical intervention in specific instances is for the person whose star is being used to wake up and to condemn the person that is using that star. It's once you wake up you realize, okay, my name is A and B is over there and B is using my star. It's my duty to issue the edict, to decree and declare against that person. We should all pray for each other, but I'm telling you, if I myself identify the thief and issue decrees and declarations against them, that is absolutely powerful. Okay? So, if for instance I wake up to the fact that I am supposed to be the Queen of England and I start denouncing, renouncing, condemning those doppelgangers they have over there, then you will see the confusion in them rise. You will see them struggle and scramble like they're doing right now. Okay, let me see. And the reason that they were jabbing everyone, right, left and center, was to keep them anesthetized or anesthetized. They want us to stay asleep but not dead. And I'll talk more about this when I do the rituals part 2, the doppelgangers. See, they want you to be alive so that they can keep on stealing your identity, in essence, because that's what they do. They steal your identity and use it to access services and resources. But once you're dead, they cannot do that. They have to find somebody else to get it from. I mean, this is depending on what they're stealing of your star, okay? See, once we start waking up like we are doing right now, the kingdom is gone, kaput, gone, okay? Just remember that the specific owner of the star has the power to command it back and destroy the witches, wizards, and the warlocks who are trying to steal it from them. We must be prayed up all the time. I am telling you, all the time. And we must issue specific prayers, decrees, declarations, especially if we wake up to what our role is. Okay, we should ask God to find out what our role is, wake up to that, and pray to be restored to that role, to restore the kingdom of God. That is part of the restoration of the kingdom of God. We have to assume our places. We have to take our assignments. We have to go to work doing what we are preordained to do. Okay? So we must pray, pray, pray all the time. Read the Bible. There's tons of answers in there. We must stay prayed up to break these rituals that these people are purveying and perpetrating on us. Okay? So let's get into this. This is the cut ritual. It is the KLMN code. It involves these two entities. It is all rituals, and I'm going to show you what is happening so that you can understand what's going on, right? And I hope, before I get into the presentation, I hope you can understand how I am able to see what is going on and to speak on it with impunity. Just like I've said in the previous screens, is once you start waking up to who you are, where you're supposed to be, you will be shown specific things specific to you. Okay? And I can give you examples of this. Have you been to, or have you seen Sometimes this is what I'm doing is not any different than what happens when there's a political rally or campaign. There's a lot of people, and then someone from the crowd who is seemingly a stranger shouts from the crowd to the politicians a threat or an insult. And they would say things like, "You fool, I will kill you if you don't stop what you're doing. I know what you're doing. You think I don't know what you're doing?" And people wonder what's going on. They think he's, what do you call this? He's a distractor. He's just trying to distract people. Sometimes that is the case, but more often than we realize, these are people who have woken up to the person who is using their star to benefit. And they just call them out. And what you will realize in many cases, these people, the politician does nothing, does not respond. Because they know that moment, they can't kill that person. Because that person at that moment has the power to shut that politician down. Okay? So they normally do nothing. They just move that person out of the crowd, but they do not even respond to that spectator who disrupts the campaign. Why? Because they are aware. They've been found out. Okay? And if you pay attention, you'll find that these same people who are called out, if it's by the right person, normally that ends it for them. Okay? Yes. Once you become aware, you put a stop to this madness. We have the power. Okay? So let's look at the cat. So we have Larry. Larry is a British domestic tabby cat who has served as chief mouser to the Cabinet Office at 10 Downing Street since 2011. He is cared for by Downing Street staff and is not the personal property of the Prime Minister of the UK. Okay? Larry has served during the premiership of 5 prime ministers. So it is necessary for them to throw in these numbers because we are in the 5 era. Okay? And Downing, recently the Abomination, you know who that is, just went to Downing Street. It's not a coincidence. It's still part of a ritual, but it's a different ritual. They're all for Satan, but there's parts and pieces to these rituals, okay? So these animals, we need to realize, are props and also hosts for nefarious entities. Okay? This is why they were using them, like in the previous video that made me do this one actually. There was a cat and cats and cats, and I'm like, no, there's gotta be something going on. I gotta find out what's going on. And God never fails. He led me to this information. So Larry is quite possibly or arguably the most famous cat. But I think this is a host for nefarious entities. Let's look at this lady first, and then we'll look at this one in trying to tie them to this cat ritual. Like I said, it's nuanced, so please pay attention as we go through it. First actually we'll look at just the cat and try to tie all of them to the cat. So this is Kate Middleton wearing a self-portrait. Look at even the wording. Self-portrait is the designer, but this is how they play with our minds. So Kate Middleton wears self-portrait at the Recovery Street Film Festival. Okay? Kate greets Bob the cat, the star of the new film, a streetcar named Bob. Okay, that's her connection with the cat. Okay. This is her connection with the cat here. This is Lupita's connection with the cat. She adopted this cat after she broke up with her South African boyfriend. She wore a sheer lace cat suit. And then in this new movie that's premiering, the trailer, she has a cat with her. There was a cat, and I just knew this when I was doing a research for this video. I guess a very famous cat, and her name was Mia. Okay, until her death, she was an internet sensation with millions of followers. So just pay attention to this name. Her name was Mia. This is programming. Okay, another Mia cat with over 100 million views. Both Mia cats are connected to tragedy. This cat rituals, this was in 2020, like this other Mia cat that was in 2020. So don't let these dates fool you. Time is an illusion, and these entities operate independent of time. We operate in time, they operate independent of time. Okay? They just keep on doing, and they don't stop until the ritual comes to life. In essence, they don't sleep at night, they just keep it going. They're like robots. They are robots. So I will just mention these few cats, but there's way more cat rituals, I believe, because for this ritual to come to pass, it has to have been played over and over and over again. Okay, now let's look at specifically Kate. Kate is missing in action. Missing in action is MIA. So if you remember your math, Kate is equal to Mia, or Kate is Mia. And we just saw that Mia is a cat. Okay, and then meow is a cry of the cat. And a variation of that spelling is M-E, meow. Okay? So she's been missing in action, so she's MIA. So Kate is MIA. Okay? Don't be fooled by the photos and the videos. Even they can't keep it straight anymore. Photos and videos of her. The latest one, which I have not even watched, I just knew it was CGI. I knew instantly, deep fakes. CGI, anyway. That's what it is. So don't be fooled by the story that they're giving you, okay? It's still a lie. What we know is that she's MIA. And we'll see what that means as we go through this. Okay, so let's look at this Mia. What happened to Wengi's cat? So this is Wengi and this is Mia. And I'm going to read this. So the YouTuber confirmed that her cat passed away in a June 2022 video entitled Goodbye Mia. Okay, Goodbye Mia. Throughout the 10-minute video, Wengi discussed how much Mia had meant to her and Max. 10 minutes. Okay, let me go to a screen and just show you here. 10 downing. So this is all that programming that's going on. Okay, this now from here, pay attention because it reads like a eulogy. Mia, you are my queen, my life. When I first saw you, I already knew how strong you are, how loving. You knew what you wanted. Friendly, confident, and inspiring to me because you are unapologetically you. Okay? So she goes on. You were with me from when I was early on in my career, not knowing if it would work. Okay? So then she goes on to explain that Mia passed away after swallowing a string that had been left behind from their recent move from a new home. Max, I think Max was this girl's boyfriend. Max and Wengi noticed that Mia was off, but they did not discover the string until days after it was ingested. What is a string? This is drug paraphernalia. You know, they use those in urban dictionaries. What is a string? Let me keep on reading. Even in your final days, when you lost your appetite and you were in so much pain, I didn't even realize because you must have gotten the energy to eat your favorite snacks. It was the only thing you ate. Okay? She then questions herself for not knowing what was wrong with Mia. Then she goes on, if only I knew how much pain you were in, if only I knew how deadly a piece of string could be. If only I knew you ate it, if only we never moved here so you never ate that piece of string, if only we noticed how sick you were sooner. You were so brave and put on such a brave face that everyone thought it wasn't too bad, she said through tears. Okay, now look, the doctor thought you had gastritis and we gave you lots of medication for that. And I didn't put those clips here. Whenever you see Kate, those old pictures, she's usually holding her tummy, touching her stomach. Anyway, the vet thought you had gastritis and we gave you lots of medication for that. Then he found out that you had an infection after some blood tests because it wouldn't get better. So we gave you antibiotics. We never thought that string you ate was tied around your tongue and was making you sicker by the day. We didn't even know it was there. Let's look at a string. What is a string? It's Urban Dictionary. It's a person who is annoying and difficult to be around. That's the Urban Dictionary definition. You can look up the proper definition. Okay, let's keep it. Let me keep it going here. Wengi, that's that lady who owns that cat, said that the vet later diagnosed Mia with anemia. You know, Kate is Mia. And that she and Max decided to go to the hospital. Within 5 days of getting intestinal surgery, Mia passed away. Okay, Wengi said that she would take different steps next time if one of her pets ever got sick again in the future. She noted that she would seek out the advice of multiple doctors. We are never trusting a single doctor, and we are always going to get a second opinion, Wengi said. Maybe if I share this message, other cats will be saved as well. This happened in 2020. So this is quite diabolical, as you will see as we go on. And it's to confuse us, it's to lead us in a million directions. It is to confuse us and to lead us into a million directions. We need to remember they have a script and they'll do whatever it takes. I think there's just like several producers playing off of that one script, and it will confuse the heck out of you if you're not careful. Anyway, let me go to the next Mia cat. Again, this happened in 2020. So let's read what this guy says. I started training and adventuring with my cat Mia in 2020 to drain some of her energy and enrich her life. It's almost like a eulogy too. Our journey became quite popular and our content has reached over 100 million views. We've helped thousands of cat parents through their channel. However, it was a dark road, the one that took us where we are today. In 2019, I moved away from my friends and family in Barcelona to start a new life with my girlfriend in the US. Only a few months in, we broke up, and shortly after, my dad passed away. Then, at the end of that same year, COVID hit. So you see, both these Mia cats are tinged with loss, pain. Okay, both these rituals are programming. Okay, like I said, to get to their desired end. It's another tragic story. Okay, let's get to the next cat story. So, a street cat named Bob. Look at what it says here. Sometimes it takes 9 lives to save one. Okay, Bob the cat doesn't like Kate Middleton. Bob looks like Larry. Larry's on Downing Street, but this Bob is that movie she attended. Okay. Bob the cat was not impressed with the Duchess. Okay, in this movie, a street cat named Bob premiered at a charity event, Action on Addiction, where she was. Okay, a street cat named Bob premiere. Kate Middleton stands in white on the red carpet. Look, Action on Addiction, of which Kate is royal patron. Is she a royal patron of Action on Addiction or a patron of addiction? Is she or was she battling an addiction? Okay. Okay, look, let us talk about the cat. The way the word sounds itself is more superior to how it's written. Okay, spoken word is superior to written word. So it doesn't matter how the word is written. What matters is the sound it makes. Okay? And now let's look at a different word that sounds like cat, but it's written differently. And I'm doing this to tie that to addiction. I'm just trying to string it all together. No pun intended there. Okay. So, meow is a slang name. Meow. Kate is missing in action. Could be spelled meow. Meow is a slang name for mephedrone. What is mephedrone? Mephedrone is a synthetic stimulant drug of the amphetamine and cathinone classes. Slang names include drone, M-cat, white magic. She stand in white on the red carpet, remember? Where's that? Let me see if I can find it for you guys. Stands in white. Okay, so white magic, meow meow and bubble. So this mephedrone is a cat, it's meow meow. Okay, you can't make this up. It is chemically similar to the cathinone compounds found in the cat plant of Eastern Africa. This is Mira for you Eastern Africans. Okay. So she was attending the Action to Addiction while premiering the movie Bob the Cat. And this movie story, the movie story itself is about addiction. These are not coincidences, my people. It is not just a story. It is programming, deep programming, that can only be overcome by calling on the name of Jesus Christ of Nazareth for these revelations. Okay? Our human minds cannot figure this Malachi out. I cannot figure it out. I am telling you, God reveals these things to me. Okay? Let us look at the effects of cat, of this drug, or its analogs, synthetic analogs like mephedrone. Okay. So the use of cat results in constipation, dilated pupils, and this reflects sympathomimetic effects of the drug. It leads to permanent tooth darkening, susceptibility to ulcers, stomach ulcers, intestinal ulcers, diminished sex drive. Okay, maybe you're gonna, so your husband, so you're not performing as you're required to, so that breaks up the marriage. I don't know. Cat is an effective anorectic. This is causes anorexia, because it causes loss of appetite. Occasionally, a psychotic episode can result resembling a hypomanic state in presentation. Okay. This is talking about it's an anorectic. It causes anorexia. Okay, is she too thin? And you can just Google type in the Google search or whatever search engine you use, is she too thin? Put that name in and see how many articles come back at you. Okay, some royal fans are concerned that she looks unhealthy. So this programming obviously has always been, but the stages, so this stage, I think, to me, I think began in 2016, and then it got amped up in 2020, and then now 2024 again. So it's playing that for 4 years. So 2016 it began. I just didn't even think to search what happened in 2016, and then 2020 with all that Mia the cat, and then now 2024 we see what's going on. But I want us to look at some of the effects by time frame of cat, or I know cat is analog of mephedrone. The synthetic analog of cat is a mephedrone. So alertness, arousal, concentration, confidence, constipation. So when you take this, you're confident and you can go out in the community and act like everything is okay. But it also causes constipation. So every time we see out there, you're holding your tummy, you're rubbing your tummy. This is a reflex. People do these things reflexively. They don't even realize they're doing them, okay? It causes friendliness. I'm trying to see things that you can see on the outside. Talkativeness, verbosity. Long term, it causes depression. It causes oral cancer. It causes weight loss. Indeterminate, it causes death or stroke. Why would a person take stimulants? Would you do this if your spouse is having an affair? Or did your spouse start having an affair because you're taking stimulants and you had low sex drive? I don't know. I'm just trying to figure what's going on here. So your spouse is having an affair, you get depressed, you get suicidal. You might even try to commit suicide. Or you might want to embarrass and expose your spouse, but you can't do that because his image is superior to anything else. So your spouse might silence you. Look, I don't want to get off the script here, but I'm just trying to open your minds and see what's going on here. It's nefarious, it's deep. Okay? It has the appearance of normalcy, but this madness, like I said, was fixed in the old world, and they just keep on creating scripts that fit in and try and to bring it to fruition. Now let's look at her counterpart. This is the first cat she gets after breakup with her South African boyfriend. And there's probably experts out there who can tell you just by the color of the cat, the breed of the cat, what's going on. I don't know. Okay. And then more recently, she has a different cat. And this is in the trailer, A Quiet Place, Day 1. And I think this comes out in June or July of this year. And then obviously she's had other cat paraphernalia. This is a cat suit. A jumpsuit is also referred to as a cat suit. Those eyes. Caution. This is a caution to us. It's not even a joke. It's a caution. Okay? Cat suit. Okay? And okay, I hope I have that in a later screen, something else. So we have seen the first, that the Duchess, and then this lady with a cat. And now watch this, guys. In January, I think 2024, this cat was all over the media, especially social media, which is now becoming the main media. I don't know whether he made it to mainstream media, because I barely watch mainstream media, but I think he might have, because in the he might have made it to the non-broadcast channels because of how much attention he garnered. Okay, this was programming. Look at his name, Cat Williams, KW, no, KW. With the translations, this is KM, Kate Middleton. Okay, so this was programming, and this came out a month after Kate's abdominal surgery, you know, at least according to what the media is telling us, you know. And these people will contradict, they will conflate, they will deceive, they will do whatever it takes to make a ritual. So his show premiered in January, I think the 3rd, on somebody else's show. And then 13 days later is when Kate supposedly had her surgery. So this was a ritual for the Cat and the Williams. And let's keep it going. You'll see where I'm going with this. That's why I say you need a pen and paper, because it's just like all over the place, but it makes sense. There's a string that's connecting everything, right? I wanted to connect this with the Wengi, the meerkat, the lady who owned that meerkat, or that CGI, I don't even know if it's a person anymore. Within 5 days of getting intestinal surgery, Mia passed away. Okay, she went abdominal surgery. The intestines are in the abdominal cavity. Do you see what I'm saying? So this programming is not just for Kate Middleton, but it's also for Prince William. I hate to use those names when I'm referring to them. So Cat Williams. So we have Kate Middleton and Prince William. So it's Kate and William, or Cat Williams. So this guy was like they like to play this John the Baptist. Somebody who goes out in the wilderness to alert the people, to inform them, the British are coming, you know, or he's coming. The crier. This is what we'll call them. In Luya, we call them abalanga, the abalanga, or abalira, you know. So he was not only bringing attention to Kate Middleton, but to both Kate and William. Okay, that was his role. But the things he said was so truthful. Now it makes you wonder, did they hijack him, or is he just totally a part of the sellout? And this is where the confusion comes in. They will send your mind into a million different directions. You have to listen to what people are saying. And I'm telling you, sometimes you can just close your eyes and try to listen to the word the word that is playing. Cat, 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 cat. Look at the picture. That's a cat, cat, cat. And then you can start stringing these events together and see exactly what they're doing. Okay? Okay, now let me get to the KLM code. This is where they get tied in. KLMN. Kate Middleton, Lupita Nyon'go. Do you understand what's going on now? It starts with Kate and ends with Nyon'go. It starts with Kate and ends with Nyon'go. Ooh. Okay, there is also a code in the word alphabet itself, but that will be for the assignment for this presentation. So now we can see clearly that this is a ritual for the exchange of power. Can you see what's going on? And I could do a whole presentation on the KLM code like I've done before on the KRN code. Check it out. It's I did it maybe 2 years ago, and I think it's still up. And I would follow the same thing and just show you what's going on following that one code. Okay. But let's keep on moving. So this movie, Queen of Katwe, this is Cat. And Bob the Cat, was that the name of the movie? Or a street cat named Bob. Both premiered in 2016. She was part of this movie, But here, that Kate Middleton showed up at the premiere. So to me, this is what I'm saying. I can't even talk. I'm trying to say what and why. This is why I'm saying that this stage of this ritual began in 2016, or rather it was amped up in 2016. Okay, the connection was made here, cat, and then 2020, and then 2024, and then I think 2028 it's going to be complete and done. It could be sooner, but let's just keep our eyes open. So the outcome is determined, and they have planned the outcome, and everything else they do is just to unduly influence the events by whatever means necessary to get that desired outcome that they've predetermined. Okay? And this involves sacrificing people. So this cat didn't like her, like we saw. Bob was not impressed. But here, on this other hand, she raves how she loves the cat. So you see what's going on here. These animals, I don't know what these animals are anymore. Another ritual of the same. This is the same person. Understand what's happening here. She's being initiated, and I think she's being checked out. Either the character is being killed and she'll be no longer on the stage, and these flowers are like a memorial to the character, symbolic of a funeral, and this character is being initiated. It is so diabolical. What do you guys think? But this is the same person, not literally, but the same entity, you know. Like, he's a witch. A witch is a witch, a witch is the same person, right? Okay. Now I'm going to give you my opinion, which I've been doing, but I'm going to keep on doing. As when I give you my opinion, I want to say it's my opinion. God gives me information, but I also give my opinion. And I warn you before I do that, because I don't want you to take my opinion as gospel truth, right? No, but what I'm going to say is I had a dream several years ago. And this was when Harry and William were coming of age. And in this dream, no, actually it wasn't a dream. I don't know why I keep on using the word dream. I had a knowing. It was just a knowing, a revelation, a download, okay? And in this information was that the next king, when it came to the boys, which was going to be either William or Harry, was going to have not a black woman, but not only was it going to be a black woman, it was going to be a dark-skinned woman. Not only was she going to be dark-skinned, she was going to be an African woman, or somebody who claims to be African, you know. And I will expound on that particular vision, knowing later. But I'm saying this to say that when I saw these two get married, I wasn't shocked, because I had known that something like that was coming down the pipe. But also, what confused me was that this is not the person that I saw. Okay, because the person I saw was quite dark-skinned and of expressly African descent. Okay? But again, actually more and more I'm just learning to, when God gives me these revelations, I don't care what other game they play, I have to stick to that end story He showed me. Okay? And so I think what I was shown is in the works. And we are being prepared for that by Him getting married to somebody who's mixed. Basically, it's like a slow burn. Is that the word? Okay. Remember this image? Is this a rabbit or a hare? An hare, apparently, right? Hare apparent. I hope you have to Google this if you don't understand what it means, okay? I believe they're fixing to have her end up. I've said this before in now 2 of my previous videos. They're fixing to have her end up with some fake royal. I say fake because these royals are not fake. They've taken our seats. They've taken our power. They're imposters. They work for, I don't know. They're not legitimate heirs to the throne, basically. Let me just say it that way. And soon they'll be dispossessed, so that the rightful heirs can ascend to these thrones and restore the kingdom of God. Anyway, I believe that how with this animal is a play on this air. Words. I don't care what they write. What does it sound like? What does it look like? Say those words and you start seeing the image emerge. Okay? So this, she is, they're trying to get her into place. Okay? This is a play on the word heir apparent, her having that. What is an heir apparent? Or simply an heir or heiress is a person who is first in an order of succession and cannot be displaced from inheriting by birth of another person. But this term can also be applied metaphorically to an expected successor to any position of power. A political, the monarchy is it's a political order. So for somebody else to take Kate's position, it means that Kate will have to not be in the picture. Do you know how much I'm disrupting their plan right now by talking about this? Anyway, Kate will have to not be in the picture. I am not sure what will happen. She could just be a thespian, going through several dress rehearsals. And once her role is done, she'll go back to mainstream and integrate into the community. Or she may be killed off, I don't know. They're diabolical. That is the key word for today, diabolical. Okay? But she must get out of the way for this one to get in the way. And we need to renounce, denounce, rebuke, and condemn that. We need to claim that throne for the children of God, not for imposters. And I could go on and on about this, but this also ties in with the black quarterback. You know, certain people have to be in certain places as the kingdom of God is being restored. They're having the room for failure and deceit is becoming smaller and smaller. So they have to look a certain way. So they're just replacing them with people who look like the people who are supposed to be there. But they're not replacing them with the right people. You know what I'm saying? Okay? You're supposed to have a blue chair there, but you have a yellow chair. You're supposed to have a specific blue chair there. Okay? So you move out the white chair and just put any blue chair for now. But in the end, we need a blue chair. We need what God ordained to be there. Okay? Let's see how this is further playing. I Googled, I don't know what I was Googling about this presentation. I think I just Googled the name, this name Kate, and this article came up. But look at the picture. I was confused. I was so confused. I wondered whether I knew what she really looked like, Kate really looked like, because generally I am known to confuse faces in real life anyways. So I had to Google both of them and have them side by side. So what I'm telling you is that this lady is in the process of being replaced by a darker shade of gray. They're probably all grays, you know what I'm saying? Because how would they have this? How? And now look at all this. I've underlined what I want you to pay attention to. Princess Kate replaced, period. And if you watch this channel, I've taught you how to read. I don't care how many words. The first words that make a phrase that makes sense, full stop. You stop there, then you keep on reading. Princess Kate replaced, period. Okay. Now look at this one. This is different. Kate Middleton replaced at major event, period. Now they put the period there for you. Who is taking her spot? This is exactly what I'm talking about. But when they say she's replaced at a major event, what they're telling you is that, see, the way they're selling this is like, oh, we had, I think it was St. Patrick's Day. I can't remember. They had an event and she normally attends these events every year, you know. But the way I understand it is like they actually had a ceremony of changing people. So there was a major event to take her, to replace her. In this event, they named who is going to take her spot. So it's not what you're reading here. They actually had an event where she was pushed out of the way and they named who's going to take her spot. When was this? I can't remember the date, but it's February, I think. It's or March. I can't remember when I got this. Oh, March the 14th here. Okay. Kill notice for Kate Middleton. Period. Mother's Day photo explained. Period. Okay. Kate Middleton apologizes. Period. Doctored family photo. Period. News agencies delete Kate Middleton. Period. And if you know anything about the media runs this world. So they're quite, at least for a long time, they've been very powerful, but that's gone. So you see all these different news sources are talking about the same thing. Okay? So they're telling you what's going on. If you want to know what's going on, you just need to look at what's happening. Okay? So let's see. I hope this video won't be too long. Let's go. Now let's look at this lady. Look at this statement. This was in 2014. Lupita Nyon'go's date Prince William. Period. Big presentation. Period. Okay? Lupita found more than just a prince. What did she find? What did she find? A king? This is not as innocent as it looks. It is all programming. We have to stay prayed up. We have to keep our eyes on the Lord. We as human beings are not smart enough. I am telling you, we cannot do it on our own. It's only by the power and grace of God that we are saved. These entities would have destroyed us. We need to stay prayed up. Because how many of you have been reading this and you just dismiss it? You must realize that everything matters. You watch this, you accept it. I'm telling you, if it's something you don't understand, don't accept it. Even if you're not ready to condemn it, put it in a holding place in your mind. But be sure to say that you don't accept it. You can use declarations like, may the will of God be done. If that be not the will of God, may it not be done. If it be the will of God, then let it come to pass. You have to turn it all to God. Okay? We must stay awake and alert and in tune with God all the time. So now this transition is happening. Okay? See, for the rituals to take, they must generate enough energy and power from the people. So they are therefore very strategic so as to ensure that the ritual is successful. So in this case, they have a dating a black guy, so he's not from the same country, but at least he's black. So the people will not protest like, oh, she's so famous and she won all these awards, she's ours, and now she's going to the other side. No. So people would have protested, and a protestation is a condemnation. So they're quite methodical, and conniving. So first they start with this. Okay, it's not what people would have wanted, because they would have wanted to stay home, but it's still Africa, and that's okay, and Africa is opening up and blah blah blah. Okay, and then you have this other one here playing his role. He's with somebody who looks, they're of the same cut, they're of the same ilk, these two. Okay, so he's acceptable, okay, because he's with a dark skinned black girl, okay? So people are less likely to protest and to judge him. They kind of already accept Joshua because he's been seen with this one, okay? But this is the programming, this is the ritual, okay? So when they end up together, people are okay with it. People fail to scrutinize what is happening, okay? But this is just preparing us. Because once people accept this, they're gonna say, oh, maybe why couldn't she date a better guy? I don't know how they decide that. You know what I'm saying? You know how these dialogues you have in your mind that make sense to you, but are just like, they're part of the programming. Okay, that's mind control too. But though she's with this guy, she showed up to the Grammys, or I don't know what show, I just don't pay attention, and she was with Joseph Quinn. I want you to note his name is Quinn. She was with Joseph Quinn. That was, I think, on March the 10th. But she's dating JJ. So just commit that name to memory, Joseph Quinn. Okay, this is just more and more programming, and of course, Princess Diana's death, Harry's use of drugs, Andrew Epstein, and Andrew the uncle to Harry, is it? I don't know. And having that Epstein Island scandals, all that is just to prepare people to accept when they have somebody who looks like this ascend to the throne that they're not even supposed to be at. Anyway, I'm about to finish here. Let me show you a few more things. So this cut ritual is an exchange of power, and this should provide us some clarity. Kate Middleton, Catherine Middleton, Queen of Catway, Cat Williams, Cat the Mirror. Language is powerful. That is why God used language to create. Okay. I'm sure there are many other cats. And if you know of any more, please share them. You guys are some of my 2 witness confirmation people, okay? And cat, this katwe means to cut in Swahili. So you could say alikatwa, she was cut out of the picture, or she was alikatwa, like she had surgery. Okay. We have Cat in a Hat, Pussycat Dolls, the Cheshire Cat, Cat Stevens, Cat and Mouse, and many more. Share them, please. And I am going to talk a little bit about the study today. I said the word alphabet. This word contains the ritual of these two. And if you use their full names, you should be able to decipher this code. And if you do, please share it with us, okay? Thank you so much for watching this channel. The Divine Platform channel is an enduring channel. This is your post-apocalyptic channel. We will endure through to the end and to the ultimate glorious end. Questions, comments, and suggestions are always welcome. Please like, share, and subscribe. Remember, all is truth. There can only be truth. Everything else is a distraction. Do not be distracted. Truth is consistent and it endures to the end. The truth will set you free in every sense of the word. He is the same yesterday, today, and forever. Proverbs 3:5-9. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct your paths. Be not wise in your own eyes. Fear the Lord and depart from evil. It shall be health to thy navel and marrow to thy bones. Honor the Lord with thy substance and with the first fruits of all thine increase. We are about to enter the birth canal in a literal sense. You must trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. You must acknowledge him in all your ways so that he can direct your path in this canal that we are going through. Be not wise in your own eyes. Fear the Lord and depart from evil. If you depart from evil, evil will depart from you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much for watching, and see you in the next. Look at this article, quite interesting, by Emily Borak, Samir Hussein. See what I'm saying? This is about her and her surgery. Is she becoming the queen of Katwe? Remember what I said? They will try to have her end up with one of the fake royals. I did not even know how it would happen. I just knew it would, because God showed me. We must rebuke, reject, refuse, and condemn. Read this like I've taught you how to read. Celeb quotes of the day, period. Prince William, Lupita Nyon'go, period. And more. Star tracks. Kate Middleton, Lupita Nyon'go, the cast of Westworld. These are thespians. Kate Middleton gets behind the camera. She's gone. Plus Lupita Nyon'go. That's period. Plus add. This one is added now to the cast of Westworld and more. Stay prayed up. All is truth. There can only be truth. Everything else is a distraction. Do not be distracted. Thank you.